Well, just as with Biggie, Tupac, Hendrix, and so many before him, the king of pop is out with a new album despite no longer being among the living for nearly 5 years now. Xscape features not only the signature sound of Michael Jackson, but also a cameo from one modern living music star. Not cameo, but a cameo. This is a taste from the album's first track, Love Never Felt So Good. Simon Vazek-Levinson, senior editor with Rolling Stone magazine. I want to apologize to our viewers and listeners. That's all we can afford to pay, all we can afford to play of Michael Jackson. Still very expensive to play his songs on television. You heard the album. What'd you think?
You know, I have to say, this is actually a pretty good album. It surprised me with how good it was.
Really?
Yes.
What were you expecting?
Well, you know, a lot of the early buzz around this album was a little bit concerned because it's essentially an album of leftovers. These are tracks that Michael Jackson left unfinished. But, you know, they actually, you know, the material is really on par with, you know, some of his solid, you know, best work.
But just 8 tracks, I understand.
There are only 8 tracks. I think, you know, it's hard to begrudge that when a star is no longer living. He's not as prolific as he might have been during life.
Are the tracks, are they overproduced at all?
You know, it's surprising. Timbaland handled a lot of the production on this album. Some people were concerned maybe that the production would be too modern or overproduced, but actually it's really tasteful. It actually seems, you know, really in line with what Michael would have done with these tracks himself.
Your reviewer, a guy named Rob Tannenbaum, wrote in part, quote, "Most of these songs rot and sway with fear." That's strong.
It's a vivid phrase, isn't it? Yeah, you know, it's interesting. This album has some beautiful love songs, but it also has some pretty, you know, dark, paranoid, twisted songs, the kind that Michael Jackson was great at.
We mentioned that a modern living star makes a cameo. He's featured on the album. That would be Justin Timberlake. He is the only one, if you don't count, you know, Timbaland, who did appear in a mini documentary included with the album. This is him talking about how he approached the project.
Michael was one of the greatest entertainers. I felt like I had to dig into a place where it's just deeper than just music. I have to dig into a place to where he would accept what I'm doing without him telling me this is right.
What does that say about how this album was put together?
Well, you can see when Timbaland talks about this, the level of respect that he had for the material. He wasn't going to rush this out. He wasn't going to put his own sound onto it. He's trying to be respectful of what, you know, Michael would have done.
Posthumous albums, nothing new at this point. Can we expect even more from the King of Pop? Is this the first of many?
I certainly wouldn't be surprised. This is actually the second full posthumous album. There was another one in 2010, and I'm sure there will be a few more coming.
All right, Simon Vazek-Levinson, Rolling Stone, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much as well for watching.